Every time I finish a video, I wonder what is the next thing that I'll do. You might think that my videos are planned out and I have a clear path on what I want to do, but I do need to admit to you that I don't. There's clearly things that must be done to finish a project, but the project behind me that I've been doing lately, which has purely been a fun exercise, something that I can do on my table when I have 10-15 minutes here and there, is become this kind of bigger project over time. And it was easy at the beginning. We had the baseboards that we're going to put on, and then you got some track, and then you wire it up, and then the loco's running. You think, great, right, let's start doing the fun bits. We put a bridge in, and then we've got these various buildings in. I've got an engine shed, which is down this side here, and then I have all these ambitions to put lights in and things like that. But I don't want to do that. We spent a bit of time kind of pondering and wondering, like, what are we going to do next? And I've worked out what I want to do next on this video. And really, it's quite a simple bit of extending the layout. And extending, you say, I thought you want this to be a small on your table project. And actually, yes, it is going to be that. On the front of this layout, you'll see there is room to kind of have something on the front. And I don't want to extend it forwards and add more track, because that's not what I'm after. I've already got plenty of track on here. If you don't already know my track plan, we have a 3-way point or switch, whichever one you want to call it, even if a switch is the name, which goes to a set of sidings. Then the middle one is part of the loop where a loco can bring some things in. It can disconnect, or it can bring it in. Could be sliding this, I'll be shouted at. But it will leave some wagons behind. It comes down to here, and it can loop round, and out it will go. And then I have a small engine shed. Of course, this probably doesn't replicate anything that happened in real life, and really doesn't represent something worth of having an engine shed. It was left in one of my comments, which is very kind of you, that there wouldn't be a refueling, there wouldn't be an engine shed there. But this is my layout, and I'd like to have some fun. I need to remind you all that the whole of this process needs to be fun. Like, you could model something that is actually real and do a fantastic job, or you just want to have some fun and make your own model railway from your mind and tick boxes for having an engine shed. You've got a refueling point, you've got warehouses, you've got a big warehouse units behind there. Down here we've got somewhere, slide that back, where we have our fantastic, this is by Skytrex, this little platform here. We've got the bunter's yard, little bins and the pallets for trains, layouts for you. This is one of their lights there. Then we've got the backman fencing there. I've got green scenes grass. This is, I've forgotten the name of these lights. It'll come to mind. But yeah, so all these different products coming around here. We've got Petite Properties buildings here. We've got Bunter's Yard, Maplin Mill, which was made for me, which is fantastic. And then you've got Bunter's Yards, there's a building down there, and Bunter's Yards warehouses. This is scratch built using Pico parts. This is actually an L-cut set of doors for one of the L-cut buildings I had spare. That's a Pico kit there. Then there's a scratch built wall at the back. Anyway, I'm waffling. We've got all that done. We've had lots of fun, and I've done lots of talking. What I want to do is extend this out. I'm going to make it actually on a frame that's going to raise this up a few centimeters. The reason I want to raise it up a few centimeters is because I want to put some power supplies as part of the board, under the board. I've got one of the old Hornby controllers, so I can adjust the lights and put power to the point motor. So I want to build that into the board. So this needs to be a bit taller, and I'm going to come out 10 centimeters more. So I'm going to build a frame, and we're going to screw it on, and then we're going to look at what we want to do with that, because I want it to look nice. On here, you see with the rule, we've got the lead, it's 30 centimeters long, and then we're going to add an extra 10 on there. So we're going to add an extra 25% to the layout, or an extra third. It will make it bigger, so it will go from 30 to 40, which is fantastic, and it will just be the normal width of the layout. So I'm going to pop out into the shed, cut some wood up, and we're going to stick it in place. I do need to bear in mind that we've got this piece on here which will be extended, and it already sits on a bit of droop from the hinge, so I do want to space that up as well. Because when this sits on a, let's call it a 6-foot table, so then we can enjoy playing with it. Everything's supported and easy to work on. Fortunately for us, I kept the piece of wood that I cut the original layout from, and it is the exact length that I need, which is 122 centimeters. So I'm going to take a slice here, if my shadow covers it, across there using my jigsaw, which will be fantastic. And then I've got some strip wood, which will be what I'll use for doing the spacing up. So this stuff, it's not really thick, so it is 32 centimeters, no, 32 millimeters, sorry, in height, and 12 millimeters wide. Doesn't quite look it, but it must be. I just want to use that as the basic frame to raise it. Bits of wood, cut to length, got long pieces, got 2 short ones. You can see here, just button that up to there, the way that the front will be, and I'd like to have a steady slope. So I'm going to glue that all together and then we'll pop it in place. So that's with the frame on. It's now at a nicer height. You can see that we're going to add the piece of wood on the front here. Just drop that in place one-handed. Not so easy to do. Flip it over actually. It's this way. Alright, so that was drop in the front here. I think I'll just maybe pop a screw in, or not too many. This wood's quite thin and I was finding it was splitting when I was popping the screws in here. So I'm probably going to rest this all on PVA glue. I'm wondering what to do about this end here. So that comes down here and that slots in there. I think I will need support in it, but really it'll be on the end of it to lift it up, because that will be the bit that'll be resting against the table. I don't know if I need a whole piece under here, because when it's here and I'm having fun with it, you know, unless I have something under here or something for the radiator supporting it, I'm not sure what to do yet for that bit. Obviously the hinge isn't super tough, but I think once the other pin's in there, it'll be nice, but it will still have a bit of tilt. You see I can lift it up and down there. So what I'm going to do now is just put some PVA glue in and we'll let that dry, and then we'll come back tomorrow. It's the next day and I've done a bit more than just add the frame. So you can see the frame is on the bottom piece, original bit. Then I've used some packing frame that I gladly kept, because you know the amount of stuff that we keep sometimes, we think, why on earth am I keeping that? But these strips have worked out really nice, because we're going to be putting some hanging basket liner on, attaching from the front and coming up here. Of course, it's not going to step over here. My plan is to trim this all with a hot wire cutter, so I'll be showing you that. What I've done is I've built up a few layers, and I need a little bit more room. So I've used some of that foam core that you can get from Hobbycraft, for other places said it too, to then kind of create that last little step. And I wasn't quite happy with, you know, this bit becoming grass, so I'm going to have like a bushy area here, and that will finish off this scene with the engine shed quite nicely. So really pleased with that. And then, you know, I can end up having a tree growing up here. I'd like to block some of the view. What I find when I see railways is I like the ones that have little obscurities in place. So when you, if you went to an old video of my dad's layout, he's got lots of trees and things up, and when an engine runs behind it, it kind of creates a bit of, I guess, that peekaboo moment, you know, like with a cat when you're hiding something and then it pops out. It interests you, and I think as humans we like that, even though some of us are adults doing this, and yet we still like these peekaboo moments. I love it when something goes into, you know, is a tunnel there. Well, not tunnel, it's a bridge, but is a mystery behind it. Where's that leading to? And your imagination kind of gets all involved. So it's fantastic. So I'm currently waiting for this to dry. I've used Yoo-hoo, which is the Yoo-hoo which is friendly to foam. There's one that says that they can glue foams and stuff like that. It's got a little green bit at the bottom of it. Throw it in the bin now because I've used the last of it. I'm waiting for it to dry, so I'll probably have my dinner. And then we'll come back and we'll use the foam cutter to give it a trim. These are fantastic tools, not too expensive. I think I bought mine on Amazon, you buy them on eBay, you buy them almost anywhere. You flick it on and it doesn't take long for the hot wire to heat up, and all you do is you just touch the surface that you want and it cuts out. Bear in mind, it will produce quite a bit of, yeah, you can't see it here, but it produces some smoke, and that's not so good. So, but it soon cools down. I've just turned it off and touching on here, it's not doing anything, and it makes whatever shape you want it to make. So open the windows, have lots of ventilation, and you'll be able to hopefully have a safe time doing this. Obviously wear a mask as well if you want. But what I'm going to do is what you'll probably see in a minute, is where I'm going to make a cutout. And what, like I said before, the grass is going to get pulled down to here, almost on the flat bit here, but that's because I'm going to have a fascia on the front that will make it look really tidy. So yeah, let's do some cutting out. looking at that, I'm going to leave it at that for now, because I think the next stages are going to be a bit more involved when we add the hanging basket liner. Try to find my words. That will go around here. We don't have to get the shape perfect, because the hanging basket liner will form like its own shapes. So that's going to be good. The hanging basket liner is messy. I always regret it every time we get out the packets. But that's going to be good. Like I said, we're going to attach from there to there. We're going to tuck into here, and then fascia come up to here, and we'll cut to the shape of what's there to make it look tidy. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Nice and simple one. You take care of yourselves. Big thank you to my subscribers, channel members, patrons. Support the channel if you'd like to support it. Subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Hit that bell, because some of you haven't, and you miss out on some of these videos. Be part of the community. Leave comments in the description. Ask questions, and I might even get around to answering some of them if I can. Anyway, see you on the next episode. Take care of yourselves, and goodbye.